What up, y'all? This is your boy, the Digital Pit Boss. And just like I said, we back and we live. Got a couple of trolls hitting me on the goddamn phone, worried about what I'm doing. What up with you, Dana? All right, yeah, so this is the Red Eye Flight. We back at you with the late night talk show. And I've been hit up by one of the calculated risk takers. He was observing Brother Polight taking risks with no calculations. So he said, let me come on the show and compute the mathematics, and we're going to see if he can have at it. Are y'all ready for what I'm going to bring you? Once again, this show is promoted and supported by the calculated risk takers. So if you ain't calculating your risk, y'all going to understand tonight why you should. It goes down. It's going down. The house of consciousness, and all of a sudden, shit ain't right no more. Things ain't working out. I got my brothers, the Moab Bit Association. One of them just fell out, but he gonna be right back. He doing some promo. He coming in. We got the link cracking. And I got the brother Free. They've been in the community for a while doing their thing, trying to get y'all to listen. We did a little show a few shows back, if you don't remember, talking about Bitcoins and Bitcoin wallets and blah, 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 bling, bling, blang. And in the process, the conscious community was on goddamn fire. You know, I got to talk about it. Goddamn, I did a prophecy today, and young Pharaoh magically appeared on Israel Doctrine. I think he realized that the enemy of your enemy could be your friend when the goddamn house is on fire. But we ain't talking about that in this particular show. So you haters remain quiet. Hi, haters. So calculated risk takers, y'all take careful note at this show, because you might have a little project going. Might not be as big as Polight operation. But nevertheless, we can use the blind to teach those that can see where the ditch is, how to get out them situations. And we're going to bring to y'all some solutions. That's what y'all want. I told y'all the STEM program has solutions: science, technology, engineering, mathematics. That's how you build a civilization. No other way to do it. No other way to do it. So you guys going to either pay attention to some real shit, or you're going to go over to the GMO stations of what they do. And you're going to build yourself some GMO buildings. See what that do for you. So with no further ado, I bring to you the Bitcoin specialist, my brother Free. What's happening with you, man?
Oh man, it's all good, brother.
I see you cracking over there.
Yeah, let's get it cracking, man.
Okay, your man, I guess he's doing his promo thing. He did say he might drop out, come right back in, but I know he got the link and it's working. So, so let me start off this by saying, you know, Brother Polight, that's why his name is in the title. We hope that somebody, one of his trolls is over here. Y'all can let him know what's going on. This ain't really about him. This is for him. And my brother Free going to explain some things along with his partner. So go ahead, brother. You know, give us a little intro into what you're bringing here.
All right. So the current situation right now, I only watched about 2 minutes of the video, but Polight's having some problems with PayPal, right? PayPal's not letting him get his funds up out of PayPal. So I don't know if anyone else has noticed this about PayPal, but they have the ability, just like any other bank, to freeze your assets if they deem your activity, you know, suspicious or any of that type of nature, right? So what we have here is the brother Polight, you know, a prominent figure in the conscious community, having his PayPal account being seized or a lien being put on it, right? Now, what we offer and what we've been trying to tell the conscious community is to get away from the centralized system right? That being PayPal, that being eBay, that being, you know, all of the centralized powers that deal with money now, right? And we asking people to get with the Bitcoin. Why? No one owns Bitcoin. I don't own Bitcoin. You don't own Bitcoin. The person, Satoshi Nakamoto, who's anonymous still, who created Bitcoin, doesn't own Bitcoin either. All right. So this is a free space for everyone to take part in. And that's what we're trying to get across to people, that if brothers would start using this Bitcoin, they wouldn't be ostracized when they do activities online. Now, I don't know the whole specifics of the situation, so I'm not going to speak on it to the point where I know exactly what's going on. You get what I'm saying? D Miller, he knows exactly. He follows the trends in the conscious community closer than I do. You know what I mean? I deal with the tech, I deal with the coding, you know what I mean? The backside of everything that we do over at the Moabit Association, right? You know, so I'm the computer geek, you know what I mean? But, you know, I still keep it 100. So,
Well, let me
you
give
know,
you a little bit what I was able to catch, right? So primarily the numbers I'm hearing is around $40,000 that has been what he claims is redirected by some fraudulent hacker or some FBI agent, conspiracy corporation who zoned in on his money, right? Whatever the case, he got people that he owe or something of the nature, and he's trying to let them know, hey, it's a mix-up going on with some computer-aided stuff. And so the issue is that he's dealing with PayPal, right? And, you know, I use PayPal, but I don't got those kind of numbers rolling in on it. And I use Bitcoin and whatever, any other means of traveling. But it's great to hear someone like yourself who on a specific can give you some details and some understanding. And so because there is a corporation that if you're doing something fraudulent or if you're being, you know, something fraudulent is happening to you, they're able to step in and deal with the situation. They can put their hands on the money, whether it's for you or against you. Is that make any sense to this Bitcoin?
Yeah, let's look at WikiLeaks for a second, right? You know what I mean? Everyone should be familiar with WikiLeaks. When they finally got taken down by the CIA and everything, what account was seized that stopped their flow of money?
I believe it was a PayPal, wasn't it?
All right. So that power right there for them to halt any activity, any movement that any social revolutionary movement could think of can be halted overnight by just simply seizing your PayPal.
Mm.
So yeah, we got D on the line though. Let him come in, man. Let him come in.
Yeah, D, why don't you step in and narrate this a little deeper, since you seem to be taking note to what Brother Polight was talking about.
Absolutely. Yo, peace to the fam. Pardon the delay. Yeah, you know, fresh off the presses. You know, this is definitely short notice, but it's something that's going on live right now. I know, Pit Boss. You'd like to have videos queued up and what have you. I don't know that we'll be able to do that. I don't even have the minute markers myself. He still may be live. But you know, I'll kind of paint the picture a little bit from what I've gathered. I probably watched, you know, maybe all of 10, 15 minutes of the video. So please have that as a caveat. The first thing that I picked up on was, you know, the brother was distraught, right? He's dealing with something. You know, just an observation. You know, I noticed that the household is looking like it's under some kind of stress as well. And the brother is talking about some situation with PayPal. And as I'm listening, you know, the brother is basically saying that, you know, there's a dispute, right? The part that I tuned into, he was talking about like a bank card and attempting to access funds. And the first card, you know, said decline. You know, he kind of dusted off, you know, the shoulder, you know, whatever. Use the next card, same issue. Does, you know, a little investigation to find out what's going on, again, tied to the PayPal. So, you know, again, just after a few minutes of watching the video, I gathered that it has something to do with the people who have claimed fraud, with the people who have claimed they have not received the product, right? This has to do with like orders and things of that nature. I'm not sure what types of orders. It may have actually been for services as well. Again, if you go to the brother's channel, you'll be able to see he has his email up and he's showing these emails. And these emails are damning. And I'm going to explain something to the family right now. When you claim that you don't have any knowledge of what they're talking about, the last thing that you want is access to wherever they're sending the notifications. And it appears that they have sent countless notifications to the brother about X, Y, and Z. Something about claim your money. And, you know, this ain't about getting into the brother's information and personal business, but he's putting it out there. So at this point, you know, with no malice in my heart, at least I can speak for myself, you know, and I haven't heard anybody else talk, you know, maliciously. We are, you know, definitely extending something like an olive branch, like, brother, you know, we do have some information available. So to make a long story short, from what I gather, the brother is in debt to PayPal for about $40,000. Again, there is an account that is associated with the brother. He claims to have no knowledge of the monies that has been, we'll say, collected from this account. Nonetheless, PayPal is saying you owe us about $40,000. Now, again, the way that I started this story, he's using his bank card and the bank tells him decline. He uses another card, they tell him decline. So we are now not just dealing with the PayPal, but the banking, the bank account in general, right? This is more important. Like I heard the brother say things like, you know, how is it that, you know, you got money and you haven't claimed it? Like, I guess this is the nature of the email. It's saying claim your money. Well, from what I understand about PayPal, it's a wallet, right? We are the Bitcoin boys. We deal with that Bitcoin stuff. So when we think about PayPal, we understand, you know, first and foremost, they're a centralized entity as opposed to decentral. That brother doesn't control those funds as long as they're in there. And then last but not least, you do have to transfer the money from your PayPal account to your bank. And from my understanding, they don't just transfer your PayPal money to your bank account. The money sits in the PayPal because you can pay people directly from PayPal. You don't have to have money in it. If you have a bank account connected, they'll just debit out of your account if you want to pay PayPal. However, if you do business utilizing PayPal, they collect the money on the PayPal wallet. They don't just deposit it into your bank unless you tell them to do it. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. That's true. That's true.
So, okay, at the end of the day, you know, what we came to talk about is a couple of different things. First and foremost, you know, we've been definitely advocating the use of cryptocurrency or Bitcoin to the family. And this is just one example, you know what I'm saying, of all the things going on, you know, with the you know, HOK, the House of Consciousness, you know what I'm saying, just with all of the stuff going on right now. Just a moment of clarity, you know what I'm saying, because this is going to be something that is a repeat. You know I recognize what channel we're on, and I know that you go in, Pit Boss, you go in on the economics. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
So the economics is going to be a recurring issue. You know what I'm saying? Now, with this situation with Polight, you know, I guess I need to kind of slow it down and take it back a little bit for those that haven't seen it. Maybe you did see it. The thing here that should be understood is that the way in which the brother's reaching out, you know, I'm not going to say that he's 100% flat broke. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm going to say is that you utilize banking to engage in enterprise, right? Enterprise is like business, a venture. When the bank tells you decline, you're going to have some issues with your enterprise, with your ventures moving forward. You need banking. Bottom line, you need banking unless you plan on doing a bunch of hand in hands. if you want to collect money, especially this internet money, everybody seems to be getting this internet money. It's so fake, the internet, but we all getting this internet money. If you don't have no banking, you ain't finna get no internet money. You feel me?
Yes,
So
sir.
we about to get serious. If you look at the nature of his show, it's some serious shit. You know what I'm saying? This brother is talking like he doesn't have it. Do you hear me?
Yeah, Mac Hill says that he has 400 unresolved disputes. I guess, like you said, he's putting his business out there. He wants the community to respond. So he should find this as informative if you're listening.
Oh yeah, nah, true indeed, true indeed. I'm gonna keep going in. Free, did you want to make a comment? I know that you know, again, this is fresh off the press. I kind of informed you like I did Pit Boss. Any comments you want to make before I keep going?
Oh man, like I said, bro, this thing has gotten so big, you know what I mean? And this internet money is reaching into everyone's lives. This is how 90% of people make their money today. You know what I mean? So we're talking about helping you secure that way of life. You know what I mean? Because this is what it is for the future. You know what I mean? You ain't gonna they killing cash every day, more and more. So anyone who thinks that they're gonna still live in the analog world where they handing cash off to people, not gonna happen. But yeah, let's move on though. It's a sidebar.
Yeah. So, you know, like I said, man, there's obvious distress in the video. So, you know, not to cry over spilled milk. The idea here is okay. So for those of you that have never heard this terminology, this is gonna be some financial literacy for you. It's called capital controls. This is going to expand. It's, again, when I say capital controls, don't get caught up. It's like child support, right? When people can get to your money before you can get to your money, we have a problem. You know, maybe some of y'all have had this experience. Let me describe something. You ever made a deposit at the bank, right? For a certain amount of money, maybe a lot. And when you checked your bank, it told you that you only had access to like a lesser amount.
I did that.
That's called capital controls, right? Because really it's between you and the other person. And if the other person has the money, you should be able to access all of the money immediately. But with this banking stuff, you know, you got this third party, and that's what's going on right now, right? That's what's going on right now. The way that Polight is telling the story, yo, I don't know anything about this account. Obviously, the account is connected to him. And they're saying he absolutely collected the money. Yeah, sure. They was telling him he had a shit ton sitting in the account, or he had various amounts at any point in time sitting in the account that he could claim, right? Meaning deposit into his bank account. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
You know, and you not checking the mail. You know what I'm saying? Like, I even fall victim to that. Let me talk about this, right? I'm gonna be humble and shit. Like, when it comes to my regular mailbox, like I'm a part of the youth still. I'm a little older than the average youth. I'm like older than, I will say, a young pharaoh. I don't really fuck with the mailbox like that. I don't check the mail like that. Anybody trying to get in contact with me, they know, email me, call me, something like that. Like, unless I'm expecting a package, I don't give a damn. Right? Because I handle all my business through the phone, on the internet. I don't really be checking it like that. But now in this case, like I said, when you watch the video of the brother, he's running through a bunch of emails. So the problem is you do have receipt of this information that they're claiming, that you probably should have called them long time ago and said that this is fraudulent. Right? I don't collect money out of this account. This is fraudulent. We understand you claim you don't know, or you didn't know. But I'm just saying it's wild that you got access to the email account where they're telling you to claim your money. You know what I'm saying? So all of that type of shit right there, like, that was kind of damning. You might want to even take the video down behind that shit. You might want to do that.
Let
Go
me
ahead, brother.
step in a little bit so we can get to some heart of this matter. So now, if let's say what ever is the circumstance going over there. Like I say, we wouldn't even be talking about this if he wouldn't have went live. We would have no reason to be in this business. Obviously, he wanted us in it, and we in it, and trying to bring a solution. So basically, he's been hacked, he claimed. Nevertheless, there's a certain amount of money that is owed, and people are making claim. Nobody's getting books, all this other stuff. He's claiming, yo, I haven't received any payment to send out a book, blah, 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 blah. So now, being that, let's say we had a Bitcoin wallet and he had that same money in the Bitcoin, and then what?
Free, you can go in first. I know I want to definitely come in on this, but you can go in first, brother.
All right. So the first thing he'd be able to do is he'd be able to go in his wallet and look at all the transactions confirmed or still pending. Right. So he would have been able to confirm who paid what and when they paid and how much they paid. You see what I'm saying? The Bitcoin blockchain ledger allows for that amount of transparency with no, hiccups or anything. Oh, I didn't check the email or none of that stuff like that. Like, it's live updated on your app. You know what I mean? If you have a wallet app on your phone. So anytime you receive money, the notification will just pop up. Even PayPal probably has this. I don't have PayPal on my phone, but I'm assuming that the service is probably the same. Anyway, like I said, the transaction is transparent to the point where you can see what's going on. So if people are saying they're placing orders for books or clothes or whatever, all that's going to be there. You know what I mean? You can't deny it. You know what I mean? And the people who put the transaction through can also confirm it. They can go to blockchain.info and confirm the same transaction and tell Polight, look, no, we know the money get there. Here goes the transaction number. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, so the transaction is confirmed. He has the money, or whatever the case. Now, how about hackers dealing with this Bitcoin? Does he have to worry about that?
I mean, in this world we live in, nothing is safe from being hacked, right? The only place your Bitcoin is absolutely safe from being hacked is in cold storage. And what do I mean by cold storage? I mean, since Bitcoin is a digital asset, you can transfer it to an external hard drive, just like any other data, right? So you take that USB stick, you know what I mean? Your Western Digital, whatever you got, right? And you take it, you unplug it from the computer. Now the Bitcoin's on it. It's not online. It can't be hacked anymore. You see that? But
okay, safeguard.
But now, if the stick up boys decide to come in your house and shake you down, right? They break in, they tell you open up the vault and everything. All right, you hand them all the USB sticks, right? And they forget to ask you, well, what's the private keys? They run off, they got all your USB sticks, you still got the private keys, they can't open your wallets. You see what I'm saying? So that adds even a larger layer of security. You know what I mean? So the person who's got to hit you has got to be so precise. You see what I'm saying? To hit you on the Bitcoin side. You see what I'm saying? You have extra layers of protection and security. Like I said, nothing's 100% secure in this world. You know what I mean? If somebody wants to get you, they're going to get you. You know what I mean? These hackers out here is ruthless.
Okay,
right?
you say it's not a hacker. Can the government come in and seize your funds?
Not with Bitcoin. They would have to serve a federal warrant in order to seize your Bitcoin. So we have the case with Silk Road, right? I know you heard of Silk Road, where all the black market stuff is sold, right?
Yes.
So in order for them to seize the Silk Road's Bitcoin, they had to put in a federal indictment. You see what I'm saying? So they can't just seize it off the whim without a federal indictment like PayPal, or like they can, you see what I'm saying? They can do that with PayPal without a federal indictment. They can just seize the funds and your card don't work. You got to call, you trying to find out all this other stuff. They can't do that outright with Bitcoin. That's the difference.
Okay.
Yo,
Interesting.
let me kind of speak on it just for a second. I want to kind of back up. So like, solution or whatever, or what are we talking about? The title of his joint was like, the government, plotting an attack on him. You feel me? And maybe there's some truth to that, because maybe the brother understands at this point. Maybe you can feel me too, Pit Boss. Money talks. So now we talking like, the quote unquote First Amendment, freedom of speech. When they stop that money, they can kill the speech. You feel me? So at the end of the day, like, the brother is definitely feeling encroached upon right now. You know what I'm saying? So the freedom of speech, or at least the power behind the money, what it really means, and the value to have money. You know what I'm saying? To make things move. This brother is seeing that, and for all of us, it's definitely a learning lesson with regards to centralized authorities when it comes to this finance. The bank, the PayPal, the Visa, the MasterCard, these kinds of institutions, they're subject to the government in such a way. You know what I'm saying? Maybe what the brother is saying is true. So now we just talking about, okay, well, what do we have as an alternative? Is it always going to be a situation of, if the white man says no, we're not going to be able to do what it is that we want to do? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Is that the reality? So no, we talking about a serious issue right now, is all I want to make sure that is plain. So everything that Free said is on point. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, brother.
It sound though as, had he been operating under Bitcoin, this seizure or government operation would have been a little bit more difficult for them to acquire. They'd had to go through a deeper process in order to do what he feels like is being done at this time.
Exactly.
It's ill, because what really would have happened is, because, okay, damn the, what I'm saying, like, forget the nonsense. There's a lot of speculation about him being a fraud, about him being a scam artist. You know what I'm saying? I got my product. I had to call him a couple times. Yes, I said it. I purchased items, goods from Brother Polight, and I received mine. However, I did have to be about getting my product. I had to call a couple times. So I feel the people that maybe had to experience that. But he didn't, you know what I'm saying, shade me like that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to validate him. I ain't trying to invalidate him. I'm speaking about what we came to speak about. So the idea here is, if you send someone money via Bitcoin, all people on the planet are going to be able to check the books on that. Now, with Bitcoin, there probably would have been an escrow account, something like, an account where both parties have to agree that everything is all good, you know what I'm saying, before the money actually exchanges hands. Maybe it's, again, put into a multi-sig and Bitcoin talk and crypto talk. Those that deal with traditional finance, they know it as an escrow. After everything has been signed and everything is accounted for, then the money transfers. My whole point is this: if you sent him money to an account, he receives the money moves. All of that it can be identified. If he's proclaiming that he's been hacked, this has happened in the Bitcoin world. There are ways in which you secure the Bitcoin. And I don't necessarily want to beat the dead horse. Free did that well. If I get any more specific about it, I would just say it's like 80-20. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. It's like the money you have in your pocket versus the money you got stored up somewhere. You might walk around or have access to 20%, but you got 80%, you know what I'm saying, locked up. You know what I'm saying? To where nobody can get to it. You feel me? Like it's slim to none. It's the hot wallet that you gonna get done up on. It's not the cold wallet necessarily. Hot wallet just means it's active. It's connected to the internet. You're using it every day. You know what I'm saying? You're interacting with people. That cold thing is like the safe at the house. You know what I'm saying? At the bank. So you want to have it like that. And in this case, obviously, these people was holding on to a whole bunch of money. That's the whole problem right now. He's saying he got hacked. He's basically saying he got hacked for $40,000. Yes. Listen, he's not unique in that situation. The NSA has been hacked, right? Various entertainment companies have been hacked. Some of the people listening to this show have been hacked. You feel me? This is a normal occurrence. And this is, again, another reason why you're going to see the blockchain technology and Bitcoin become more and more and more proliferated. It's going to be more and more people using it. If you haven't heard about it already, you know what I mean? Shame on the person that you listen to all the time, right? As far as this YouTube stuff is concerned. Free, what you want to say?
Yo, you know, the audience is probably familiar with Dr. Sebi, you know what I'm saying? Rest in power, right? But we delved into that situation when that took place, right? And we were like, this is how Bitcoin could have helped Dr. Sebi. He was purportedly, you know, moving 30 G's across borders. That's that's illegal in custom. Can't do that. He would have been carrying that money in Bitcoin on his digital device or on a hard drive or whatever. He'd have been a-okay. You see what I'm saying? So that should just shed light on the situation even further. That this is a life or death situation. This is the being locked up and you being free. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is that digital autonomy that you've been seeking. This is that economic autonomy you've been seeking. You know what I mean? Everyone seek their spiritual autonomy however they want. You know what I mean? That's up to you. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it's economic one. We all got the same problem.
Yo, Free, I wanted to say something real quick. I'm sorry, Pit Boss, go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted you to get into how to set it up for those who have listened to you, may starting to agree with you, maybe trying to figure this out. And so what is the process? If you never heard of a Bitcoin until this moment, what should they do?
They should get a Bitcoin wallet right away on their mobile device.
Okay, explain.
Go to the Play Store, the App Store, Google Store, whatever it's called on your mobile, and Bitcoin wallet.
Okay, so download a Bitcoin wallet from the App Store.
Yep.
All right.
If they're on a computer, they could do the same thing.
How much it costs?
It's free. It's like an email. That's the best way to think about this.
I got
having an email account.
Well, I know. I'm just trying to guide you into people who, I'm trying to think like a person who never heard of it before.
Yeah. Yeah. This is for them. This is for them because, Free says something that probably sounded crazy to him. You talking about put the information on a hard drive, you know what I'm saying, off the internet. People are probably wondering like, what's really going on. So all of this is important, you know what I'm saying? It's information, like I said. Yes. So download your wallet and basically now you have your email address. It should take no time.
Okay.
From there, go ahead, brother.
So now let's say, since Polight is the subject, so Polight is basically having various products off his website, and so a person can purchase something from your website with their Bitcoin wallet and make their transaction happen.
Yes. Right. Yes. And in fact, yeah. They should absolutely begin to accept payment in Bitcoin. Brother Polight, like everyone else in the community, should definitely begin to earn Bitcoin. There's 3 ways that you can basically get Bitcoin. You can mine it, you can buy it, or you can earn it, right? Meaning like accept it as medium of exchange. I highly recommend that you do that.
Okay,
right? I highly recommend that you
the word mine because that sounds like a Bitcoin term.
Yeah, no, it's like mining like a precious mineral, right? A precious metal.
Yeah, just give
Bitcoin has been associated to gold. They do say is gold 2.0. So yeah, the terminology that's used, a little bit of that in it. Example of that, mining. That's where the new Bitcoins come from, right? Like gold. Where does the new gold come from? It comes from the miners, right? The gold that's on the market comes from the miners. So the Bitcoin that's on the market comes from the miners.
Yeah, I don't think you're being clear about the process of mining a Bitcoin. Just give me an example of mining a Bitcoin.
Sure, free. If you want, you can kind of give them maybe a little bit of a technical breakdown.
All right.
I'm saying something
All
brief.
right. All right, jack in. All right, so mining is a computer computation, right? Figure out how many math problems we need to solve to create a Bitcoin, right? Basically crunching numbers and data and then making that data represent value, right? Because money is a store of value, right? So mining is essentially creating that store of value so it can be used in the Bitcoin economy, right? So the miners are where it begins. They're the ones who pump out 12.5 Bitcoins every 10 minutes, okay? So that is how it's done in a sense, right? So if you got somebody down in the mine and they're producing, 2 ounces of gold a day, that's what the market's gonna bear, right? So to make supply and demand meet evenly, that's what all the numbers is about. You know what I mean? It gets real deep, and I'm trying to keep it, as simple as possible. So, what I mean, we're not too far off into the matrix and all that. But you know what I mean?
Okay.
At the end of the day,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
go ahead. No, because your question might actually, bring to the surface the way I want to present it better.
Okay, so let me say it this way and tell me if you agree. The original source, we'll call it in the ground like gold. It is producing, let's say, as you spoke of a moment ago, 2 ounces of gold per day or 2 Bitcoins per day. And that's mining. What's being produced from nothing or from a source.
Exactly. And like
Yeah,
I said,
I'll break it down. I'll break it down on a practical level.
There you go.
So practically what's going on is there's a lot of transactions that are happening. So computer power is basically being, contributed to solving these math equations. The computers awarded with solving it, right, which is this block thing. They are the ones that receive the new mined Bitcoins, right, into a wallet. So for them to basically rev up their computers to run this software, anyone can download the software, start running the software. It's like a big data center. You download the software, you run the software, you are receiving your, payout based upon the amount of power that you contribute. Now you're going to have cost. So just think, and this is the nature of the mining. When it first started, it was very easy to get Bitcoins. You was getting a lot of Bitcoins and it was very easy. You might make sure you mark the word easy. So, and when I say easy, I mean, you can have a regular laptop, you can download the software, you can start quote unquote mining Bitcoin, meaning verifying transactions. This is important to the Bitcoin process because it maintains the integrity. How do you know there's no fake Bitcoins? You feel me? How do we know that everything is legit on the Bitcoin system? It's the miners, right? They're solving these equations and verifying them, confirming over and over again with redundancy, a whole bunch of them distributed. So in the beginning of mining, it's easy to acquire, the item, right? Think about like, I don't know, Common West, jimmying the gold out the creek, right? As time goes on, you need to pick, right? Pick and a shovel, right? So you can get deeper. Later on, you need like a big ass drill, right? To get deep in the earth. And as you can tell, as these tools are being up there, sophistication and all of that, the cost to mine also, raises. So this is what must be understood about even the Bitcoin mining. At this point, the mining itself has become like an arms race. There are entities out there now across the globe that, you know what I'm saying, have put up a lot of ducats, and, you know what I'm saying, they have like mean, you know what I'm saying, mining farms. And basically all they're doing is validating the transactions on the Bitcoin network. So this is what mining is. This is what a miner contributes to this process. Who is validating and confirming it and maintaining the integrity of it? The miner.
Okay. So now that's pretty cool. I feel like you explained that pretty in clarity. So in this aspect, you know, this $40,000 that I think you said that's what he said the issues is with his account. Had this been Bitcoin, it wouldn't have been able to be seized.
Yeah, no, he's having a whole nother kind of issue right now. And this could get worse. I don't like to be the, oh no, you know, the world's gonna fall, watch out, you know, but you know, at the same time it could happen. And this is actually where I wanted to go with it. So, you know, again, based upon what he said, right, based upon his title, we won't even go far from his narrative. You know, it may be a government thing. Well, I'll say this. I don't know if I believe that, right? Let me put that out there first. I don't know if I believe that, but I will say that there is a person who is like kind of like public enemy number one. I heard y'all mention him earlier. And if you haven't heard of this dude, you should probably look him up. Julian Assange, you know what I'm saying, the creator or founder or whatever of WikiLeaks, which is a company. And what they do is that they facilitate a means for whistleblowers. You got me? So it's almost like, you know, if we are to accept Polight as he presents himself, he is something like a whistleblower to us. You know what I'm saying? He's here to keep it real and tell us what it is, right?
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
You feel me?
I got you.
Okay, so now with Julian Assange, it's the same thing. Like he out here telling it on the governments and the banks and celebrities and all kinds of people. You dig? So at some point, nobody's going to bank him. That's what you got to know. Nobody's going to bank him. If you actually become public enemy number one, if you are actually a threat, nobody's banking you. Nobody's going to have you on the books. That's what it boils down to.
I feel
you know, so that happened to him. That happened to him, just like it happened to that one dude that's out in what is it, Nevada or whatever. You remember the dude Bundy that had the cattle, and they was like on the government land, and they was trying to get him off the land, and they was talking that sovereign citizen stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They froze his account too, his PayPal account too. So like it really wasn't no victory for him neither. That's what I'm also gonna say. You know what I'm saying? So there's this situation where capital controls is a no, there is no, you know, this account can't accept any funds or no funds go out. You know, this account putting hold on another account. That kind of stuff doesn't work because there's not like a president of the Bitcoin. There's not, you know, a CEO of the Bitcoin. There's not that kind of thing. Now, there are these companies, you know what I'm saying, where you could like leave your Bitcoin with them. And then if the government want to holler at them, then, you know, anything they got might tell them, you know, you need to let nothing come and go out this account. And then you could be victim of that. That is not the nature of the Bitcoin. And this is all we trying to say about this Polight scenario. If he was collecting his money in Bitcoin, first off, it wouldn't be no dispute if he got the money and knew about it. That's number one, right? He would have to come forward much earlier. If he was using that Bitcoin account, he'd have to come forth much earlier, like, yo, my money's not right. You see what I'm saying? If he got hacked, you just say you got hacked. It's cool. Just say you got hacked. We not knocking the brother for saying he got hacked. That shit is real. You feel me?
Yeah, no.
That's very, very real. That shit is not a joke. And again, we talking to the tune of $40,000. That's not a joke. Even if the shit wasn't a debt, if I didn't deposit my damn money, start from there. Fuck that they're talking about what we wish I should say pause on. They say he owed them money. I'm saying they got my money and I ain't touched it yet. Like I'm still trying to figure out how I can get to my money. You say you got my money, I ain't claimed it. Where the money at? You know what I'm saying? Where the money at?
Right.
And I'd be damned that I can't check the PayPal account. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, if the email and the PayPal address are connected, that's how you change the fucking password. They send you the shit through the email. You be like, yo, I don't even know what the hell's going on over here. This don't even make no sense. You know what I'm saying right now? Like, this is very serious. And this, if you become a threat as he's presenting himself, meaning I think the government's trying to do something to me. Bruh, when we see Julian Assange, the only way he's making it go down, because he's still alive, more documents, still has this little foundation and what have you. Excuse me, for him to continue his work, he had to take on the Bitcoin. He had to take that on as a means to accept payment. He's raised to the tune of $1 million+ with Bitcoin from all over the planet.
Okay.
And not just from either, man. All the torrent people, you know what I mean? All the people who run torrent operations, you know what I mean? Edward Snowden, you know what I mean? And also countries too, you know what I mean? When Turkey was falling, where'd they go? Bitcoin. When Venezuela had their problems, where'd they go? Bitcoin. Problems, where'd they go? Bitcoin. I mean, the list goes on and on, man. Like, the countries are bailing on their own currencies and going into Bitcoin.
Okay, so let me do this. Let me do this for you. Let me share my screen. Let me put this on me. And can you see this screen here?
Not yet. Not yet.
Yeah, I can see it.
Oh, I just saw it.
Okay, it should come right back on.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so now if you're looking from you know, behind the scene there, you probably see it a little faster than them. But let me blow it up. So, you know, this is some stuff that you guys I've already covered somewhat. I just wanted them to see it for those who you know, who are very new to this Bitcoin thing. And you know, this particular site we're on is called CoinDesk, and I just typed in what is a Bitcoin, where they can get in a little further and maybe go check this out and see if this is some type of solution, or contact you brothers. You know what I'm saying? Make sure before this show is over, we'll have your website. You know, you send me the link, I'll make sure I put the website in the comment sections or in the, you know, information section of this video, so people can click on it. And you know, if you want to hand that out. But is there anything about this that you want me to stop on or focus? It has like 4 different things. It's decentralized, it's easy to set up, it's anonymous, it's completely transparent, transaction free, fees are minuscule, it's fast, and it's non-reputable. Anything should I focus on?
Man, I mean, like, it speaks for itself.
Yeah, do you want me to read?
What was the last one that you said?
Go ahead.
Okay, the last part, it says it's non-reputable. It says when your Bitcoins are sent, there's no getting them back unless the recipient returns them to you. They're gone forever. So Bitcoin has a lot going for it in theory, but how does it work in practice? And it gives you a, you know, how Bitcoins are mined and what happens when a Bitcoin transaction occurs, right? So, you know, it's trying to give you what you guys talked about, the blockchain, various ways to protect yourself from the seizures of your assets.
Right. You know, that's actually a powerful thing. I don't know if we have time to go into that. How long did you want to go in, Pit Boss?
Right. Yeah.
You know, I can give you brothers another half hour, whatever you want, really. Whatever you feel you haven't covered, if you want to cover it, you know, go ahead.
Okay. Well, I think what you just read is the breakthrough in the technology. So a lot of people wonder what's the hoopla. And now I'm finna get, you know what I'm saying, I'm finna geek up on them. You know, so the reality is when we've been dealing with the internet or the digital age, I know you deal with that, Pit Boss. Everything has been about making copies, right? Everything is a copy, right? If I take a picture and I send it to you, I still have one. You know what I'm saying? And it works like that with information. Even when people have been hacked, really it's not that they took something from you, right? They just made a copy of it. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They just copy it. They not actually making it to where you no longer have access to it. So what has now happened in the digital realm is that they have made digital assets, things that cannot be copied, things that cannot be counterfeited. So now, again, the breakthrough, like what makes this big, like what's going to take it even beyond the Bitcoin,
Mm-hmm.
right? Most industry is being digitized. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the day, what we need to be able to do is to make it to where if I give you a piece of something that I no longer have access to it on a digital level. Like that's really what it is at the bottom, on a bottom line level. Because once you do that, now you have tokens. Now you have something that's digital that represents something else. And again, it's not a copy. It is the thing. So this is the breakthrough. Like I said, it's like 30 years in the making, computer science, look it up. Again, blockchain technology, what is it? Again, imagine making music and instead of somebody being able to, make a copy of it, they literally have to own the thing. They have to own the digital content. And if you sell it to them, if you give it to them, you no longer have access. You're not burning them a copy. You're not making them a copy. They can't log into your account and have access. No, because you wouldn't want anyone to have access like that. Like the way that we deal with banking, the way that we deal with value, you have complete control. You would never give someone the password to your email. You just wouldn't do it. Right? So in this case, it's the same operation with the Bitcoin wallet. You would never give someone the password to the account. Right? And it's just not necessary. Even if y'all wanted to have a joint account, you could have a multi-sig, you have a password, they have a password, and there's no need for us to be giving each other, the passwords. Like this is just the nature of it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I wanted to say about that last little thing that you read. It's actually powerful. It's actually the thing that's going to cause this technology on a subtle level to overwhelm the digital world. It's like the security mechanism of the digital world because it's encryption that allows for this to happen, Pit Boss. So, not to bore, but, definitely to let that one go. That's the business right there. Just let your mind, like put that in your pipe and smoke it. And like I told you, this is big business.
Okay. Well, let me see. Let's see if the room has any questions. If you got a question, just write it into the chat and I'll ask the question. Keep it, something that makes sense. And let's see. Give me a second for they can write in the questions.
Yo, Pit Boss, how long you been dealing with Bitcoin?
I'm not really I haven't really got into Bitcoin where I do a lot of transactions. It's just based on the nature of what I've been doing throughout my life. When they had the that what they call it, the dark road or whatever, that underground website. Right. I'm a digital guy, so I've been doing this stuff a long time. I was aware of the initial presentation of a Bitcoin and the eruption that occurred among the Bitcoin introduction in the government trying to figure out what the hell they're gonna do about it, because it was a lot of shit at first. And the fact that the Bitcoin survived that, whatever negotiations that happened or whatever happened, the fact that it remained, and now that I've been on the Bitcoin and I've seen that this Bitcoin is operated all over the world at different values and various things. And, as I'm reading the comment section, I just realized that a lot of people just don't understand how it worked. And I'm, my suggestion is maybe just take, $50, set up a Bitcoin wallet, put $50 in it, and do what you would do with
money. It's money.
Yeah, just do what
money. Hold on. That's like saying, how does an email work? Listen, all you do with an email is you send information back and forth, right? The foundation of the email. So when we talk about the foundation of money, we just talk about being able to exchange you know, even on a primal level,
Yeah,
you was exchanging the things of value. Go ahead, brother.
the point real quick. So if you just take $50, you may have a great experience. You may have a bad experience, but $50 ain't gonna change your life. It's just gonna give you an opportunity to experience it. There's things you can do. You can get the $50 and just sit there, find out next week, you know, what the Bitcoin is worth, right? And then maybe you made a profit. Maybe you lost a little money. Maybe you get a Bitcoin and order a pizza and send a pizza to your front door. Just experience it and decide to yourself if you enjoyed the experience, instead of just sitting on the sideline and not understanding this new form of technology. One thing I know for sure is if you wanted to maneuver from one place to another, you could access this Bitcoin when you get there. That's just something, you know, you have to figure out how it applies to your life and what you got going.
Right, right.
Go ahead.
And I'll say this too, you know, if you don't even know how the internet works, research. You know what I mean? It's really time to research and dig in to the world you are immersed in. I hear too many adults today that say they don't understand coding.
Okay, I got a question. I got a question from the crowd for you. So Gigi like to know, how do you put money into the Bitcoin?
All right. So first of all, like we said, there's money. There's 3 ways you can get Bitcoin. You can buy it, you can earn it, or you can mine it, right? Mechanism would be, you know, if you met someone on the street and they said, I got Bitcoin for sale, you gave them, and they beam $2 worth of Bitcoin to your Bitcoin wallet on your phone. That's how it could work hand to hand. Let's deal with the digital aspect, right? So you'll get a bank account, right? And your bank account can be tied to PayPal, right? It could be tied to your Coinbase account. That you can buy Bitcoin. You see how that works? So there are all different kinds of ways you can buy Bitcoin, earn Bitcoin, or, you know, work for Bitcoin.
Okay.
Yeah, no, hold on. Let me say something. How do you get money into a PayPal account?
Right, your bank.
Okay.
Somebody talk back to me. How do you get money into a PayPal account? If you have a PayPal, talk back to me. How do you get money in?
Hold on, let's just simplify it, because these are a bunch of questions. So I just want to get to it. It works just the same way you get money inside of a PayPal account, correct?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay. Let's just make them short so I can hit a few of these questions.
Right.
So now, let's see who else got a good question. Is Bitcoin like the stock market?
No. However, you can trade it, the stock market, because the stock market is manipulated powers that be, right? The market manipulation and all of that other stuff that happens. And what determines the market of Bitcoin is its value and assets from all of the people who hold Bitcoin in the world. On top of it.
Yo, all right. So yeah, like you said, everything he said is true. This is where it gets sexy, because no, it's not like the stock exchange. The multiple cryptocurrencies that exist in a way that you can go back and forth between those, that can be looked at in that fashion, right? If you go from Bitcoin to Litecoin to Dogecoin to Dash and all this, right, daily, that's a trader. That's someone that's doing it like the stock exchange. However, we're not talking about that. What we're talking about is that it's much more like investing in a startup. I even heard the brother Polight mention things like venture capital. Bitcoin actually allows for you to play that game without you being accredited. The truth is for you to be a venture capital, you have to qualify. A venture capitalist, excuse me. You have to qualify, right? Have a certain amount of money, things of that nature, right? They want to know your background. So the chances of you getting involved in that, you know what I'm saying? You know, just make sure you be honest with yourself. And if you can do that, You know what I'm saying? Definitely do it. That seems to be the trend amongst the celebrities at this point. You know what I'm saying? Carmelo Anthony, Nas, you know, on and on and on. There's these venture capital and what have you coming about. We just found out what Jay-Z had the money in the Uber of the jets, right? I'm gonna slow that down. So there's like a Uber company, but instead of cars, it's like jets, right? He has invested money into that company and it's privately held. This is the difference. When a company's privately held, it hasn't gone public. That means it's not, again, a publicly traded company. It's not on the stock exchange. It's privately held. The venture capitalists have put up the ducats, equity in the company, right? They sit on the boards of these Facebooks, these Googles, right? So again, you holding Bitcoin, you acquiring Bitcoin, put you in that same ball game.
Okay.
You are now invested essentially. When the Bitcoin goes up and down in price, it's not just supply and demand that's causing that. It's also the industry that's behind that, just like the dollar.
Okay,
Go ahead, brother.
let me share my screen again, and we just gonna show them a few companies that are dealing with Bitcoin. So this is online e-commerce sites. Global computing giant Microsoft added Bitcoin as a payment option for a variety of digital content across its online platforms in December 2014. Dell added Bitcoin. Y'all can read a little more. Overstock.com, Newegg, Showroom, Tiger Direct, Monoprix, BitcoinShop.us. Many companies seem to be adding it. Take an airplane flight. CheapAir.com, the California-based online traveling booking website, started taking Bitcoin in November 2013. Just so you guys can look this up, we're back on CoinDesk.com. You can go to CoinDesk.com. Currently, the Bitcoin is trading at $800, and you know, we'll show this again next week. See what the numbers say.
Hey, brother, and remind them too that this stuff is from 2014, 2013. Businesses have increased since then.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Yeah, that's the whole thing. I'm glad that you kind of went there. Pardon, man. Let me, like you said, let me go in for a second. Let me remind everyone. So this experiment that, you know, a lot of us want to be scientists and scholars and things of that nature. This experiment is happening in real terms, right? Every day is popping out globally, right? Like I even put up a post today about BRICS. You know, BRICS is Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, right? And the trade union that they're creating. And I've documented how Bitcoin is blowing up even as of recent in all of those areas.
Mm-hmm.
Now, all we're really talking about right now is the ability to exchange and have a universal currency. Nations, even corporations at this point have started to create currencies. You know what I'm saying? Flyer miles, things of that nature. You know, you go to Chuck E. Cheese, you need them coins to be able to play their games. You know what I'm saying? The Peter Piper pizza, whatever it is, you need their little coins to play their games. You have to exchange your dollars to get coins to play the game. You know what I'm saying? So companies have even done this little internal currency. You was putting up the chips, right? The poker chips. You know what I'm saying? Corporations have internal currency, right?
Mm-hmm.
Governments too. And now it's getting to the point where, you know, it's about to get nuts. It's about to get nuts. Like, you know, the gift and the curse about the internet is this. You know, the gift is we can all publish. The curse is, you know, now there's a lot of false information. There's a lot of pseudo. But you know what I'm saying? If you make it accessible for everybody to be able to be a publisher, to be an author, you know, because when we put these things on the internet and on social media, these things are forever. You're publishing something there. You know, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, this YouTube. You're a publisher. So, now and like I said, the communication is ill. You know what I'm saying? Now you're talking to people in all different locations at the drop of a hat. You can organize. There's been some revolutions behind just social media. You know what I'm saying? Using Twitter and Facebook right there in Syria and Egypt, just to get specific. But now, the issue is anybody can make a currency. It's open source. So, just like anybody could make a social network, anybody can make a currency now. And once you start getting there, once you start getting to people having ownership of all of this digital content, because at this point, you're just giving it away for free, right? You have to do things like get AdSense to get some money for your digital content. Nobody's paying for music, right? Is that right?
That's true.
This digital content that's even coming through the conscious community. We're dubbing it. We're dubbing it.
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do, because I think we pretty much covered it. I mean, they understand the point. We gave them an option here. So I'm gonna show your. This is the same flyer that you have on your Facebook page. It just says buy a Bitcoin, boycott Black Friday. Are you still operating this campaign?
Absolutely.
Yep.
Until January the 2nd.
Okay, so I'm gonna let you close out the show, and while you're speaking, they'll be able to see that flyer as you close out your show. You can tell them whatever whatever closing info you got, and your info is on the screen.
All right, Free. I'll just go less than 2 minutes. Yes, family. Right now, definitely don't do it. Right. As you can see, it's the boycott. The way that we kind of deal with this Bitcoin thing is like, it's really in depth, but I would like to just kind of break it and make it simple like this. We are a unique people. Like when we talk about having like a black dollar, or having our own money, the thing that you have to understand is like they say, like whose face is on the money, who's controlling the money. You know what I'm saying? Render unto Caesar's what is his. So in this case, we have as they would say, apolitical money. It's not subject to any particular government. All right. It's an internet-based thing. Open source. That's number one. Number two, better than a bank. Use that as a store of value. This is what the Blexit is all about. It's a movement. You know what I'm saying? Being financially, autonomous. We feel like this is a way in which we can empower our people. You know what I'm saying? To have financial autonomy. And it's, again, due to knowledge. Beyond that, there's big business here. Lots of startups, lots of enterprise going on. We already know it's more businesses on the internet than there are on the planet Earth, right? Any business on Earth essentially has internet presence. You dig? And there's more businesses on the internet than that have physical presence. So this is where industry is going. This is where the money's at, right? This is about us being able to make it happen for ourselves. Like I said, on a deeper level, we need to be autonomous with our bread. We don't need for somebody to put the clamps down. You know what I'm saying? When we want to do something with our money, when we want to access our money. That's at the heart of this right now. It's definitely that option. There are definitely other cryptocurrencies. I recommend you, if you haven't already, check some of that out too. But we came to talk about that Bitcoin. It is the original. It definitely is the most valuable. It's where everything is happening. So, yeah, I want to close it out with that, Free. On you.
Oh man, you said it, man. I mean, I don't really got much to say after that, except for pay attention to the flyer. That means buy a Bitcoin. So that means $800 right now. Whoever's got 800, put it on Bitcoin. Watch what it does.
You know what I mean? And the wild shit is this, man. Pardon. I just wanted to say, we've been talking to the community for a long time. This height hasn't been seen in a long time. And those that have been rocking with us, cheers to you. I already know. Whatever you put up, you seeing more than what you put up. So regardless, and again, you holding on to your value. You know what I'm saying? And again, you're probably savvy enough to be able to spend it how you want to, regardless of if the vendor accepts Bitcoin or not. You could still spend it with them if they accept Visa. So just getting back to the nitty gritty, cop a Bitcoin before January the 2nd. Like, you need to have a sense of urgency with it. Not, if you have to give Bitcoin as a gift, get the Christmas money, the holiday money on the Bitcoin. And if you need to hand out some kind of something, hand them out some Bitcoin, right? We rock with this acronym RACE, right? RACE first. Resource acquisition. Bitcoin is a resource. It's like land, right? It's like gold. Resource acquisition, cooperative economics. Once you start having that Bitcoin wallet, we can send money to each other and nobody can, you know what I'm saying, censor what it is that you and I are doing. This is the nature of community, you and I, right? Peer-to-peer. Bitcoin by definition is this. I'm closing with this. A peer-to-peer electronic cash system. Peer-to-peer, again, family, I want to highlight that. That is the nature of community. Peace.
No doubt. Peace.
All right, people. This is your boy, the Digital Pit Boss. And you know how we do it. We're going to take you out of here the way we come in here. Betting it all, taking calculated risk. So, there you have it. You can either decide that this was useful to you or not. But the damn show ain't sitting around arguing about the goddamn netcha. That's a fact. So, with that, y'all have a great night. Hang tight. We'll be back with the morning cup in the morning. This is your boy, Digital Pit Boss. And we out.